You did the work, grieved what happened, allowed yourself to rest, and establish boundaries. For the first time in a long time, you finally feel some level of peace. Then something new appears. It might be a new relationship, job, or dream opportunity. But instead of feeling excited, you feel overwhelmed, anxious, and afraid to move. You question your discernment. After all, the last time you moved forward, something went wrong. The last time you trusted someone, you were hurt. The last time you accepted an opportunity or situation like this, you were burnt out. You opened your heart to let someone in and had to spend months, and in some cases years, putting yourself back together. Now your life has become quieter, more stable, predictable, and peaceful. Although part of you wants what's next, another part of you is saying not yet. After all, you can't afford to lose the peace you fought so hard to obtain. Strong one, here is what I personally found out. Healing can become a hiding place when you begin treating peace as something that can only exist if nothing in your life changes. Welcome to the Reset Room, where strong people learn to let go. I am KL Davenport, and today I want to talk to the person who has healed enough to move, but is still afraid to move forward. There is a space between the life you left and the life you have yet to enter. It is what I call the safe middle. The old season is over, but the next season has not fully begun. In this space, nobody is demanding much from you. You are not being stretched. You are not being challenged. You are not risking disappointment. You have enough distance from the old pain to breathe, but not enough movement toward any new opportunities to feel vulnerable. For a while, this middle ground is completely necessary. After loss, burnout, betrayal, disappointment, you will often need a season when nothing is being demanded from you. You may need to recover your voice, learn how to rest, and remember who you were before the crisis or disappointment even occurred. But what began as recovery can eventually become avoidance. The place where you went before to heal can suddenly become the place where you are afraid to leave. There is a difference between a season of stillness and a life controlled by fear. Stillness says, I am allowing God to restore me. Fear says, I will not move until I guarantee that I will never be hurt again. And no relationship, opportunity, dream, or act of obedience comes with that level of guarantee. As people of faith, we know how to give fear spiritual language. We do not always say, I am afraid. We say, I am discerning. We do not say, I do not want to risk another disappointment. We say, I am waiting on confirmation. Strong one, there are times when God truly asks us to wait, but sometimes waiting on God becomes a sophisticated way of avoiding the fear of being hurt again. You ask God to send another sign, then another sign, then another sign, and the opportunity arrives, but you want to be completely certain that the pain and disappointment you experienced the last time will not happen again. Someone expresses interest in building a relationship with you, but you want proof that they will never break your heart. You feel drawn toward a new assignment, but you want to know that the entire outcome is going to be 100% certain before taking the first step. You ask God, is this you? And perhaps God is asking, what more do you need me to say? Sometimes God does not remove every possible storm before asking you to step out of the boat. Peter did not walk on water because the weather became perfect. He walked while the wind was still moving and the waves were still present. The avoidance of God's presence was not the absence of uncertainty. The evidence of the presence of Jesus was in the actual invitation to come. We sometimes believe that peace means we will no longer feel fear. But biblical courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is deciding that fear will not make every decision. It's important to know that the reset does not happen before you begin moving. The reset happens while you are moving. You discover your new strength after you take your first step. You recognize new boundaries after you have to use them. You discover that you trust yourself after making that initial decision. Some clarity only comes through motion. You can study a path for years, but certain parts of the road will not make sense until you begin walking. Strong, when your hesitation did not come from nowhere. The last time you made a similar decision, something very well could have fallen apart. You were excited about the relationship, then they disappointed you, betrayed you, and ultimately broke your heart. You were grateful for the opportunity, then the job consumed your life. You believed in the organization and the people you trusted failed you yet again. You gave your best to the ministry, then you became exhausted, unseen, and resentful. You followed what you believed was God's direction, then the outcome looked nothing like what you believed God showed you. So now when something new appears, your mind does not only see the opportunity, it remembers the last time. The new person is standing in front of you, but part of you is still talking to the person who hurt you. The new employer offers you a position, but your body remembers the supervisor who took advantage of you. The new ministry asks you to serve, but your heart remembers how the last ministry mistreated you and took you for granted. It makes sense that you feel cautious. Your mind and body are trying to protect you with the information they have. They are saying, we moved before and it led to pain and heartache. Stillness is quieter. Stillness is predictable. Stillness does not require us to trust. Stillness keeps us from losing anything else. But here's the truth you must remember. You are not the same person you were the last time. You have information you did not have then. You have boundaries you did not possess then. You are better able to communicate your wants, needs, and desires and expectations. You recognize what it feels like when you are beginning to abandon yourself. You understand that chemistry and physical attraction are not the same as personal character. You understand that every need is not your assignment. The purpose of the past lesson was not to make you afraid of every potential opportunity that will come in the future. Fear says, what if I choose incorrectly? Wisdom says, I can make the best decision with the information I have, and I can adjust if new information appears. Strong one, you are not entering this new season empty-handed. You are carrying more experience, more discernment, and more faith. Let me give you 3 signs that your desire for safety may be keeping you from moving forward. Sign number 1, you need a 100% guarantee before taking a single step. You do not simply want clarity, you want certainty. You want to know that the relationship will work before you agree to go on the first date. You want to know that the business will succeed before making the first phone call. You want to know that the job will be perfect before submitting the application. You want to know you will never become overwhelmed before accepting another responsibility. But life rarely gives us complete certainty that everything will go as we plan. Many decisions begin with enough light for the next step, not the entire journey. Overanalyzing can feel responsible, but sometimes analysis is fear trying to delay our own eventual vulnerability. You keep gathering information because information feels safer than action. At some point, more thinking will not produce more clarity. It will only create more questions. Sign number 2. You are more emotionally connected to the life you lost than the path that is presently in front of you. Nostalgia is not always affection for the past. Sometimes nostalgia is resistance to the future. You keep replaying how life used to be before the relationship ended, before the loss, before the burnout, before the disappointment, before you became this version of yourself. The old life may feel safer because you already know that particular story. Even if the story was painful, it is familiar. The future feels dangerous because you do not yet know who you will become or what the outcome of your actions and decisions will be. The new relationship cannot be responsible for repairing every wound created by the old relationship. The new job cannot carry the burden of proving that your last career decision was not a mistake. The new dream cannot be forced to look like the dream that ended. Strong one, I had to learn that the lesson is meant to move with me, but the weight of the past experience must be released. Sign number 3, your body reacts to good opportunities as though they are threats. You receive good news, but for some reason you feel anxious. Someone shows genuine interest in you, but you immediately search for a reason to pull away and withdraw. You are invited into a new opportunity, but your mind immediately begins to reflect on everything that could go wrong. The knot in your stomach does not automatically mean God is warning you to say no. Sometimes discomfort is discernment. Other times discomfort is simply the feeling you have when you leave the stillness that has become so familiar during your healing season. Not every uncomfortable feeling is a stop sign. Sometimes discomfort is your body's way of saying, this is unfamiliar. This requires trust. This reminds me of something that hurt. So ask yourself, is this new opportunity a present danger, or is this a past memory reacting to a new opportunity? That question can help you separate wisdom from fear. You may still decide not to proceed, but allow the decision to be based on what is happening now, not what happened previously. So how do you begin again when moving forward still feels dangerous? Reset step number 1. Take one small action. Do not ask yourself to plan the next 5 years. Instead, send the email, write the first paragraph, complete the application, make the phone call, agree to the conversation, research the opportunity, go on the date. You do not have to climb the entire staircase today. Just place one foot on the first step. A small action teaches your mind and body that you can move forward without losing control of yourself, and you can begin without committing to everything. Progress does not always require a dramatic leap. Sometimes healing moves through a series of small steps. Reset step number 2. Practice a safety statement. When fear rises, remind yourself, I am safe to move. I am allowed to try. I do not need a guarantee to take this step. I can listen to myself as I go. I can establish a boundary if I need one. I can change direction when new information appears. I can handle whatever comes next with God's help. The goal is not to convince yourself that nothing difficult will happen. The goal is to remember that difficulty will not automatically destroy what's going on in your present situation. Reset step number 3. Remember that God is with you. Many of us pray, God, tell me exactly what to do. We want complete instructions, exact outcomes, a detailed timeline, but there are moments when God gives direction without giving every detail. Try shifting your prayer. Instead of only praying, God, tell me exactly what I should do and what will happen, pray, God, walk with me as I take this step. Give me wisdom for the decision in front of me. Help me recognize what is healthy. Help me remain connected to myself. Show me when to move and when to pause. Remind me that I do not have to abandon who I am or my boundaries to receive this blessing. Give me courage for today. God's presence is not limited to the starting line. God can guide you while you are moving. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge God, and God will direct your path. A path is something you walk. Direction often becomes clearer as we begin to move. Strong one, I had to realize that I did not heal simply to become better at avoiding life. You did not grieve so that you could spend the rest of your life refusing to love. You did not establish boundaries so that nobody could ever come close. You did not recover from burnout so that you would never attempt anything significant again. You did not rediscover your voice so that you remain silent when a new opportunity calls your name. Healing was not meant to become your final destination. Healing was meant to help you move forward in a different way. You are not supposed to return to who you were before the loss, the disappointment, or the exhaustion. You are supposed to move forward as someone who knows more, someone who does not confuse being needed with being loved, someone who does not surrender peace for approval, someone who knows that saying yes to a new opportunity does not require you to say no to yourself. I had to finally realize and accept that grief, divorce, career transition, burnout, setbacks, and disappointments all gave me the tools that I would not have gained if I had not gone through those difficult seasons of my life. But tools are meant to be used. Your boundaries are not walls designed to keep everyone out. They are doors that allow you to decide who enters and how far they enter and what behavior is permitted on the inside. Your discernment is not supposed to eliminate all risk. It is supposed to help you recognize which risks are worth taking. I had to learn that I can be nervous and still be obedient. I can have a level of uncertainty and still take the next step. So here is your reset question for today. What is one small step you have been avoiding because it feels too big? Write it in the comments so we can pray over each other's next step. This is the Reset Room, where we release what's been weighing us down, we embrace what matters most, and we trust God with the rest. Welcome to the Reset Room, where strong people learn to let go.